2019 Brandon Curry and 2021 Big Ramy. That is the matchup that we have today for you guys. It is a fan requested video after all, a part of your You Pick 2 Tuesday lineup. I asked you guys to get 500 likes on the last video. You guys got it up to well over 700. So kudos to you guys. Thank you very much for answering the call of the thumbs up. But anyway, this one's interesting. Brandon Curry arguably had his best year ever in 2019. I mean, he won the Arnold's Classics. Come on, Dylan! The CIA got you pushing too many pencils. And he won the Olympia, the crowning touch. Not only that, but his physique was better too. And then after that, of course, he lost to Big Ramy. In 2020 and 2021 here, the version that we're using. Let's go through the shots and see if Brandon Curry is able to duplicate this 2019 version. Would he have defeated Big Ramy last year, or will he defeat him this year? That is the excitement. Now, personally, I don't think Curry is going to look this huge and bubbly and round. Look at this guy. Aesthetically pleasing and full of muscle. He has some hustle behind that muscle rustle. And Big Ramy, very difficult man to defeat for sure. And Brandon Curry is so much big in 2019. And just for fun, here's a 2021, obviously the same Big Ramy. And Brandon Curry, his midsection looks even bigger and his arms look smaller. And here is, hey, you guys see that? Brandon Curry, he's doing a little tilted, twisting, an aesthetic pose. He looks good. And if it was close, I guess that could be a deciding factor. Ramy is a big piece of muscle. Not the most aesthetic, but hard, conditioned, and big. Front lat spread. And this is a shot that Brandon Curry was top 10 in the world ever. In the history of bodybuilding. Not in the world, in the history. But anyway, in the history of the world. But this is a not improved shot from Brandon Curry. Now here, I would say he's beating Ram. And Ramrod, he is not improving in this shot either. He was better 2020 and prior. And like I said, Brandon Curry here is from the Olympia. And you can see right out of the chute. And it's a different type of pose for Ramy. He hits the other one and he hits this one. More symmetrical, yes. Less impact in the lats, maybe. Better abs. But Brandon Curry, he's a shell of himself. And here is that Brandon Curry, 2019, versus this type of shot. Because you know what? When they do call for this shot, 9 times out of 10, Big Ramy does go for this type of pose this way. Here he hits it this way. And I give it to Curry. All the way around, no matter what Big Ramy pose you use or what style. The 2019 Brandon Curry. Wow. Etched in time, this front lat spread. Now turn to the side. And I know. I can hear you guys now at home watching this on your respective televisions. And hey, I respect you guys. But it just sounds a little like this. But Max Muscle, you have sized this one incorrectly. Big Ramy is taller than Brandon Curry, and you made Brandon Curry taller than Big Ramy. You have made an error of judgment. Do any of you guys actually sound like that? That would be neat. Bonus neat. But anyway, I'm sure you guys know by now. So this is side by side, and you can see clearly I might have even made Brandon Curry too short when I did that side by side, because Ramrod, he sits down on his quad. Now, bring this one back, and this is a debate. Big Ramy's probably winning in the legs. Of course, if you call him on them sights, is there sights in the wheels? I don't know. I didn't see him inject them. Are they injectables? Maybe. But other than that, all the other muscles in the quads he's winning. But Brandon's more aesthetically pleasing. And at the end of the day, I just like him better in the side chest. Here's the... All right. You definitely missized this one, Max Muscle. Yes, I did. just a little joking around. Come on, bring the real picture of Big Ramy up there. Anyway, that would have been little Ramy, little Ramrod. I don't know, I like Brandon Curry from the side. He is displaying his tricep itself a little better. Ramrod has a tiny midsection, and he has a good silhouette. Wheels, of course, he looks good. But Brandon Curry, I don't know. He has more thin skin, or he has less skin. He has thinner skin, I should say. In the upper body, that is. Looks like it. Better arm, too. But anyway, it's a hoo-ha pose. This is the actual side tricep pose. They don't judge the hoo-ha. That's what that last pose was called, technically. I didn't make that up. So you guys can go ahead and tell people that's what it's called. Won't hurt my feelings at all. Who do you guys got in the side tricep? I got a tie. There's a couple of poses where there's no real winner, and you would be quite remiss to just hand out points willy-nilly. This guy looks better here. You can't do that because if a guy's winning just an edge on all of the poses, but losing in conditioning, ultimately, you'd have to rethink your decision. But this one here, it's a tie. Big Ramy actually looks harder, a little bit harder, denser, I guess you could say, for the lack of a better term. But Brandon Curry, obviously, much more aesthetically pleasing. And maybe even a bigger tricep as well. So, I guess still kind of up in the air with me, who's winning this one. Can't wait to see the rematch this year. Go to the back shots, because it's all going to depend on these back shots. It is a horse's arse for Big Ramy. You guys ever see a horse's buttocks from behind? The big old wide old butt? That's Big Ramy. And a narrow little donk, a baby donk for Brandon Curry. Now here's where a lot of you guys are going to get upset. Brandon Curry, and Dorian Yates said this too. He wasn't in condition yet. Now we've seen, don't get upset yet. We have seen Brandon Curry improve 2020, 2021 in condition. Nowhere else, not size, lat insertions, things of that nature, but he was dry, almost as dry as Big Ramy, maybe even so. But the judges, honestly, guys, they're going to look at this, and they'd probably give it to Ramy, even though I do prefer Curry's back shot. The lats themselves, so yeah, take it for what it is. The rear double, even worse of a beating, even worse of a shot for Big Ramy, and maybe even a better one for Curry. I don't know. I think he's one of the rare few bodybuilders that have an equal rear lat as they do a rear double. Good shot for sure. Curry's definitely winning the pose, but you have to consider the fact, and I say this, guys, because at an Olympia level, they're looking for the most conditioned guy, most complete guy, and if it's a matchup between a complete back versus a big, giant, conditioned back, they're probably going to go with Ramrod. But having said that, I don't know, I kind of like Curry. His back's more aesthetically pleasing. Go to the abs and thigh. And again, your guys' voice echoes through my mind. I wake up in nightmares. You sized it incorrectly. No, I didn't. What happened? Oh, it's just a dream, a nightmare. Yeah, I can hear you guys now. Don't use this one for Curry. He's a little too smooth, monsoon. Little too smooth, gorilla. That's never... You guys know what that was. Here is the better version of Brandon Curry. For some reason, he did look a little too smooth, monsoon, in that previous version, which was the pre-show, or the pre-judging. This is the finals. He is just ripped to the diced. Here, guys, look at this. So yeah, he is winning in the abs and thigh when you use this version. The other one, might even go with Ramalama Ding Dong. But you gotta use the best versions of each, right? Finish this one off, and I guess the air is kind of released out of the tire a little bit when you guys seen the conditioning difference, and you guys know that it does still make a difference with me, even though the smaller man here is better. I'll tell you that right now. If they were in equal condition, I would give it to the aesthetics over the size. And another thing, if you're saying Big Ramy's bigger, which he is, he's big, he's so big. Look at the delts, huge. But you got to consider he's a taller guy. He's got a couple inches, few inches probably on Curry. And Curry, he seems to have bigger arms. So if your argument is size and muscle, in that sense, Curry's kind of out-muscling the big man. The big Ramalama Ding Dong. But you know what, guys? You know what? The judges would give it to Ramy. I would say for sure. I would say positively. But Brandon Curry, since the 2019 Olympia, he has much improved on his condition. If he can get this size back, 2019 Arnold Classic, he had this type of size, plus he was conditioned. I think if he does that, I think he can defeat Ramy, and there's no guarantee Ramy's going to come in like this. Personally, I think he's going to be better. So it's going to be another win for Ramy. Hit thumbs up on the video, guys. It's just my opinion. We will see come Olympia time what's going to happen what's going to happen with the futures of both of these two guys. Hit thumbs up, subscribe. Have a nice one.